Hello, this is Edore from BricsMaven, and in this video we'll be looking at how to set up the Advanced Teamer framework for the alpha template. It's pretty straightforward, nothing too technical, too difficult to do. We just start with the first step. The first step, make sure Advanced Teamer is installed, make sure you've put in the license key. Let's just go to Advanced Teamer's team settings real quick. As you can see, most of the stuff, everything here is toggled on. This is a fresh install. I have I've not really made any changes to the theme settings, so there's no special thing I've done here. If we go to the builder tweaks, I recommend turning on the dark mode switcher because I mostly switch between dark and light mode to make sure that the blocks work with the dark and light mode. So make sure that this is switched on. Obviously, make sure you have your variable manager, etc. switched on. Okay, so and you can customize this however you want. I will just presume that you have been using Advanced Teamer and you know your way around it and you know what to use or according to your workflow, right? Okay, the next step is to install the remote template. So let's go to templates, settings, and then template. And then what you want to do is go to your account on BricsMaven, make sure you're logged in, go to your orders, go to order view and downloads, click on the link, and then you see all the information there. Scroll all the way down, and then you see your license key. Make sure you copy the license key and not the token key. You need the license key. Input the URL here. Call it, it's a atcss.bricsmaven.com. Give it a name that you can recognize because you might have multiple remote templates. And then put in the license key here and just save. And this part is done. So the next part is we want to go into the builder, and there we need to set some settings to make sure that everything works correctly. So that will be the next step, the customizing the builder to make it work with the template. Go to the AT on top, AT main menu, click on the AT framework. Now you see that everything is turned off by default. So what we want to do here is on the global CSS variables, we'll toggle all on. On the global colors, all you need to do is toggle the AT framework on because that's all I'm using. If you need the other colors, you can turn them on. That's your preference. But you only need the AT framework colors. On the global classes, I just toggle them all on. Obviously, you can toggle off what you don't need. Same goes for the global CSS variables. Whatever you don't need, turn it off. On the theme styles, we need to turn that on. And the global CSS on. AT recipes is also on. So this is all good. Save it, close it. Okay. The next step now is let's look at the color manager. As you can see here, we have a primary, secondary, neutral, black and white. The only change that was made here is to the neutral color. As if you know, the neutral color is just a tint, grayish, bluish tint mixed together. It's actually the primary color, but then you would want to do this when you're building a site. It's like you don't want your neutrals to be too gray unless you're building a site that requires that. If let's say you have dark colors like black or whatever, but if you have like a primary color of the brand, let's say it's red, so you might want to mix that red with a little bit of gray, to make it really look very, very nice. So because I'm creating wireframes, I just move this all the way down, a little bit dark, not black, just dark, because I want my backgrounds to be dark, I want my shades to be dark, etc. So the blocks are mostly using the neutral variables. Sometimes we use black wherever it's needed, but neutrals are the most used variables in the block set. Okay, that change we made. So now let's test if the next step is now to test if our remote templates are working correctly. So we go to templates, and maybe on your install it will be set automatically to the my templates. So you might want to click on the source and click on the whatever name you've given the ATC. I call it whatever name you've given the ATCSS blocks. Okay, so now that we have the blocks in front of us, let's search for, I'm going to just go for the hero section, and I'm just going to pull in this one. As you can see, it's all working well. We'll need to load in our images, but in this case, I don't have any images on this install yet, so I cannot show it. There will be, you see the placeholders. As you can see, it works well. If we look on it on the different devices, it's responsive. So there's one more thing that we need to look at, and that is if I was to switch to dark mode, you would see that it looks all good, right? Let's bring in another template. So this time I'm going to go for a content. That is, let me see, this one. Did it pull it into the same? I think so. It pulled it in, yeah. Pulled it into the same section. Okay, there we go. On this section, if I turn on the dark mode, you can see that my heading and my body text is not, the colors are not changing, right? As you can see here. Look at what is happening. So the change I decided to make is to go to theme styles, go to typography, click on your body, and choose a color. So I'm not giving it the neutral color, but I'm giving it a new dark mode. You can still read the text so that it's also accessible to read, right? And our headings, I give it, you can give it neutral. Oh, sorry, that's not neutral. This is neutral. I didn't save the color. I forgot to save. So let me just go for black in this case. Where's black? So like this. So I changed the neutral color, and I gave the body and the heading colors so that once you switch between light and dark mode, you can see them correctly. The reason why these ones worked is because they have a specific variable tag to it. It has the, let's go into it. It has the AT white color, so this will switch automatically. So that's why it works. The default, if you just had a heading, it doesn't have a variable attached to it, so it won't work. The reason being, I think this is the case, is because if you have watched the WP Easy videos, the tutorials made for Advanced Themer, you will notice that the use of the AT color set utility classes, which if you go that route, you will not need to add colors to your to the body and the heading. But I think that is a personal preference. You can choose to work that way, or you can also choose to work this way. This is the workflow that I think most of the users are used to. So you would add your variables to your elements or to the theme styles or whatever, and that is how you would go along. You know, maybe if your heading might make use of the primary colors, you do the same thing. If you're using the AT color set, you would have to make those specific changes there. Okay, so that's about it. You know, we could now go on and start adding more blocks and just stacking it, and you would automatically see that you can just build out the whole page with it. You can customize stuff, and that's pretty it. So that's just pretty, the setup is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and you can just do this easily in I would say like in 3 minutes you're already done or less. So that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, and I will reply as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Bye.